Welcome to Motivational Humanity. You are not alone. Have you ever stayed awake at 3 in the morning, replaying a conversation? Your heart racing, your mind on fire, asking yourself, why do I let them do this to me? If that question just landed somewhere deep inside you, stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you today may be the most important thing you'll hear all year, not because it's complicated, but because it is so profoundly true. And because you, my dear, have spent far too long being the most emotionally generous person in every room you've ever walked into. Today, we are going to talk about something that most people get exactly backwards. We're going to talk about how the quietest, most still version of you is also the most powerful version of you. We're going to talk about how emotional self-control, true, deep, grounded self-control is not weakness. It is not silence born of fear. It is the most sophisticated armor a woman can wear. Let's be honest with each other, because that's what this space is for. You know exactly who we're talking about. You probably have a face in your mind right now. The family member who turns every holiday dinner into a courtroom. The friend who makes you feel small in ways you can't quite articulate. The person at church or in your neighborhood or on the phone who always manages to leave you feeling like something was taken from you. Psychologists call these individuals high conflict personalities. Some carry traits of narcissism. Some live with unhealed wounds, so deep that pain has become their native language. And they speak it loudly because loudness is all they know. But here is what I want you to understand today. Their loudness is not power. It just sounds like power. And that distinction, that beautiful healing distinction, is where your freedom begins. Research in emotional neuroscience, and I'll keep this warm, not clinical, tells us that when we encounter someone who is emotionally dysregulated, our nervous systems are designed to mirror them. This is called co-regulation. It's why being around a calm, grounded person feels like breathing out. And it's why being around a volatile person feels like bracing for impact. You are not overreacting. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The question is not, why do I feel this way? The question is, how do I stop giving my nervous system away to someone who hasn't earned it? Difference between someone who brings peace without permission. Let me take you inside the science, because understanding what's actually happening, what's happening in your brain, and there's one of the most powerful acts of self-compassion you can have. Powerful acts. So when a toxic or high conflict person begins to escalate, raising their voice, twisting your words, making accusations, playing the victim, something very specific is happening in their brain. The amygdala, which is the brain's alarm center, has essentially hijacked the prefrontal cortex, the part that reasons, empathizes, and makes wise decisions. In plain words, they are not thinking. They are reacting, and a person in full reaction mode is not looking for resolution. They're looking for fuel. And here is the part that changes everything. Are you ready? Your reaction or your non-reaction is the fuel source. When you match their energy, you pour gasoline on the fire. When you stay grounded, you take away their oxygen. This is not about being cold. This is not about being a stone wall. This is about something far more sophisticated. It is about being an emotional sanctuary for yourself, even when the world around you is in chaos. Dr. John Gottman, one of the world's leading relationship researchers, found that the physiological arousal during conflict, the racing heart, the flushed face, the tightened chest, actually impairs our ability to think clearly. He called it flooding. And here's the truth your grandmother knew without the science: when you flood, they win, not because they are stronger, but because they pulled you out of yourself. Your emotional self-control is not about suppressing who you are. It is about protecting who you are. There is a profound difference. Suppression is fear wearing a mask. Self-control is wisdom wearing a crown. Handing them the remote control to your inner world, that is not coldness. That is the deepest form of self-respect. Let's move now into the practical, because theory is beautiful, but it's the 3 p.m. phone call with your sister-in-law that needs the real answer. I want to share with you 5 sanctuaries, 5 inner practices that will transform how you respond to difficult people. Not perform, not manage. Respond. There is a lifetime of difference between those words. Before you respond to anything, give yourself 3 seconds. This is not passivity. This is neuroscience. In those 3 seconds, your prefrontal cortex begins to re-engage. You shift from reaction to response, from survival to wisdom. In those 3 seconds, ask yourself one quiet question. Is what I'm about to say going to move me toward peace or further from it? You don't have to answer every accusation. You don't have to explain yourself to someone whose mind is already made up. You get to choose, and that choosing, that grace-filled, deliberate choosing, is where your power lies. Therapists who work with narcissistic abuse survivors have a practice, this they call the gray rock method. The concept is simple and remarkably powerful. Make yourself as uninteresting as a gray rock to someone who feeds off of your emotional reactions. This means short answers, neutral tone, no feeding of the drama, no defending, no over-explaining, no JD, justify, argue, defend, explain, because none of those give you back your peace. They only invite more attack. A gray rock doesn't argue with the rain. And you, my dear, do not have to argue with someone who has decided you are the problem. Your dignity does not require their permission. Sometimes silence is not the answer. Sometimes you need to speak, and when you do, there is a way of speaking that disarms without destroying. Brene Brown calls it speaking from not you. Not you always do this to me, which invites a war, but rather, when this happens, I feel diminished, and I care too much about my own peace to continue this conversation right now. That sentence is a boundary dressed in grace. It is honest. It is non-violent. And it is utterly powerful because it does not ask for their agreement. It simply states your truth and protects your ground. Here is something the wisest women I have ever known carry in their hearts. Difficult people are almost always suffering people. That does not excuse the harm they cause, but it transforms how we carry it. When someone attacks you with their words, your nervous system screams, "This is about you." But the truth, the deep soul healing truth, is this, it almost never is. Their cruelty is a map of their pain. Their control is a flag planted in their fear. Their noise is the sound of someone drowning in emotions they were never taught to hold. You can have compassion for their wound while still protecting yourself from their behavior. These two things are not in conflict. You can say in your heart, "I see your pain, and I am not available to be your punching bag." Both things are true after a difficult encounter, and there will be difficult encounters. No matter how evolved we become, you need a ritual of return, a practice that says, "I am not what just happened to me." For some women, it is prayer. For others, it is a walk or a journal entry or calling one trusted friend, not to gossip, but to witness. To say out loud, "That was hard, and I handled it with grace, and now I am choosing to release it." The body holds what the mind tries to process. So move your body, shake your hands loose, take a warm shower, make yourself tea, come back to your own skin, because you, my love, are not a dumping ground for someone else's unresolved wounds. You are a sanctuary, and a sanctuary requires tending. Still refuse to let them wound you again. Boundaries are not walls. They are the doors you get to open and close on your own terms. Ask you, is there one sister, one dear friend, one woman in your life who needs to hear this today? Share this with her. Tell her she is worth protecting, because she is, and so are you. I want to go a little deeper now, because what we've been talking about, this capacity for emotional self-control, is not just a coping strategy. It is, I believe, one of the highest expressions of human maturity. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, wrote something that changed how I understand human freedom entirely. He said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That space, that precious, often microscopic space between what happens to us and how we respond, is where you truly live. Everything else is just weather. Now, here's what I want you to understand about toxic and loud personalities specifically, because this is the part that most people miss entirely. Their behavior escalates when they feel ignored. Not really ignored, but emotionally deprived. They are not reacting to what you did wrong. They are reacting to your refusal to be controlled by them. When you stay calm, you are, in essence, saying, "I will not be managed by your emotions." And for someone who has organized their entire relationship with the world around the belief that emotional chaos is power, your stillness is genuinely terrifying to them. This is not cruelty. This is not manipulation. This is sovereignty. And sovereignty at 55 or 65 or 75 is the most beautiful thing a woman can wear. You have spent decades pouring yourself into other people's cups. You have held families together, worked through grief, outlasted heartbreak, and shown up when the world expected you to fall apart. You have earned this peace, and no loud, entitled, emotionally immature human being gets to take it from you, not without your permission. And from this day forward, we are revoking that permission together. Jewel of a life lived wide awake. The most powerful thing you can do in the presence of chaos is simply refuse to become it. I want to hold space for something tender now, because sometimes, and I say this with so much love, we have kept difficult people in our lives not because we had to, but because some part of us believed we deserved it. If you were raised to be peacekeeper, to be the one who smoothed things over, to believe that your value was tied to how well you could manage everyone else's emotions, then difficult people will feel familiar, painfully, stubbornly familiar. Attachment science tells us we seek what is familiar over what is good, not because we are broken, but because our nervous systems are trying to master an old story. We keep putting ourselves in scenes we've played before, hoping this time the ending will be different. So part of this healing, this beautiful, hard, worth it healing, is learning to recognize when you are drawn to someone's chaos, not because it's good for you, but because it feels like home. And then choosing with your whole heart to build a different home inside yourself, one room at a time. That new home has specific architecture. It has walls that let in love and light and genuine connection. And it has boundaries, not cold, barbed wire walls, but the kind of loving, clear boundaries that say, this is where I end and you begin. I cherish you, but I will not disappear for you. Healing doesn't always look like a dramatic confrontation. Sometimes healing is as quiet as really deciding that your nervous system is no longer available for their drama. Sometimes healing is leaving the room, ending the call, choosing not to attend the event where you already know how it's going to feel. Sometimes healing is simply loving someone from a beautifully healthy distance. Require their understanding. It doesn't even require their presence. Healing is a decision you make in the privacy of your own becoming. I want to leave you with something practical that you can carry into tomorrow morning. Because transformation doesn't happen in videos. It happens in Tuesday afternoon kitchens and Sunday morning phone calls and the moments no one films. So here is a simple practice. I call it the Grace Under Fire protocol, not a rigid system. A living, breathing intention. I belong to myself today. My peace is mine to protect. I will extend grace to difficult people, and I will extend it to myself first. When you encounter difficulty today, remember the 3-second pause. Remember the gray rock. Remember that you are not required to catch every stone thrown in your direction. When someone tries to pull you into their storm, you are allowed to say out loud or just in your heart, this is not mine. I send it back with love. And at the end of every day, find one moment to acknowledge yourself, not for being perfect, but for choosing grace over chaos even once, even in one small way, because the woman who can hold herself together when everything is pulling her apart, she is not just surviving, she is quietly and without fanfare changing the entire world around her. She is what a healthy nervous system looks like in a room full of dysregulated ones. She is the tuning fork that helps other people find their note. She is, without raising her voice, once the most influential person in every space she inhabits. That woman is you. She has always been you. Raise her voice. Rooms go quiet when she enters, not from fear, but from the unmistakable gravity of a person who has come home to herself. Seconds and send this to one sister or friend who needs a reminder of her worth today. Not because she's broken, because she is magnificent, and sometimes magnificent women forget. Be the one who reminds her. And now, before we part, let us just breathe together for a moment. Wherever you are watching this, whatever brought you here today, whatever storm is moving through your life right now, I want you to know something. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You are not the problem. You are a woman who has loved deeply, endured greatly, and arrived now in this moment with the most precious thing a human being can possess, the willingness to grow. So close your eyes if you like and repeat these words after me, or simply let them wash over you. I am whole. I am allowed to protect my peace. I release what does not belong to me. I forgive, not because it was okay, but because I am choosing freedom over bitterness. I draw my boundaries with love, and I hold them with grace. I am a sanctuary for myself first, for others as I am able. I trust the wisdom that age and heartbreak and joy have placed inside me, and I choose today and every day to come home to myself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this space. And remember, the quietest, most rooted version of you is the most powerful version of you. Go tend your garden. Love. It is the most important work there is.